Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. There is a general saying that he who laughs last, laughs best. Today, he who presents last is tired. Permit me to digress a little before I revert to my presentation. I congratulate my sister for the wonderful work that women in minor Ghana have done. Congratulations once again, but also bring to your attention that it's not only Professor Yakubu and Professor Al-Hassan that mentor women. Professor Ahin also mentors Dr. Rejoice Workujobi and also Dr. Lisa Yevuga, who are actually manning the presentation you have just run. So, my presentation has to do with a project that the Norwegian Ministry for Environment asked I and my colleagues in the United Nations to do in 2021 during the COVID period, when people could not visit the field to collect data for small-scale, artisanal and small-scale mine monitoring and management. And so they wanted us to assess how we could collect this data, understand, and to enhance countries who have ratified to the Minamata Convention to understand the levels of mercury contamination in their water bodies, as well as environmental degradation. Then mitigation measures could be implemented. So we, at the Global Resources Information Division, under the Science Division of UN, EP, that's UNEP, in Geneva, together with the Minamata Convention Secretariat, we undertook the project. And I just present a little portion of that project here and what we have done and the application areas that we did. And we did application in DR Congo to drive the results and share with everyone. So to proceed, we had to generate from the literature the statistics of mercury contamination across the globe. And I do not, as I said, he who is presenting is tired, so I cannot go through. You have them, as the Nigerian news presenter will say. Here you have the news. So we have the statistics. It is not only in ASM that we find the use of mercury. And I'm happy that Justine informed all of us that even the government of Ghana legalized the use of mercury in gold processing years back. It is only the ways we apply that to actually generate the commodity. That is what we have to manage. So there are many other uses of mercury. It's not only ASGM, but we've come to realize in the statistics that the artisanal and small-scale mining is the largest use of mercury in recent times than every other user of mercury. And that is a case that the Minamata Convention Secretariat is concerned about that we need to bring to the attention. Next slide. And what is the mode of transport of mercury? Largely in ASGM practice. It's basically through water. We are aware that it's also transmitted through air pollution, coming back to the water bodies through acid drainage, acid rain, and then also leading into AMD, acid mine drainage. So we have to bring this to fore for everyone to understand the modes of transfer and transmission of mercury contamination. Next slide. Having done that, just a brief background of the aims of the project that we had to do to identify the benefits and limitations in the use of space technologies, which we call remote sensing, to generate this data. We had to use the space technologies. Our other team, which is Sincere in the United States, they also had to use the in situ methods to collect samples of water and soils in Latin America. Then we have to synchronize our data together. So we raised awareness of decision makers of the potential to use remote sensing and space technologies and in ASGM monitoring and mine management. And I'm happy that in recent times, the Minerals Commission is coming on board, bringing up these technologies to support its surveillance and also management of the ASM. But I would also go to encourage them that we are the technology providers, we are also the capacity enhancers. We have the leverage to build the capacities of your staff to efficiently run the technologies that you have employed. So please let's engage further in the applications of these technologies. Next slide. So these are some of the benefits that we stand to derive from the use of these space technologies in mind, not just only, they are not limited to ASGM or ASM. Permit me, Chairman, to explain this note. There is a difference between artisanal and small-scale mining and artisanal and small-scale gold mining. Artisanal and small-scale gold mining is mineral-specific. Artisanal small-scale mining talks about every other mineral that is mined with the use of rudimentary tools and technologies. It could be even salt. It could be clay at the smallest scale level. But when we say artisanal small-scale gold mining, we are specific, mineral-specific. So any of these, we can use the space technologies to drive one. I'm happy the Geological Survey Authority chief is here. We have been in discussions with them. The world is moving to an age that we do not, the level of using in situ methods to generate geological knowledge is minimizing. We are now moving into the use of space technologies. So it's not about monitoring the emergence of new mines, but also generating geological knowledge. Now we are talking about lithium, and we can use these technologies to generate a lot of information for lithium exploration. And also, we have various strategies of the data that we can use. We could combine optical remote sensing together with radar, radar data to give us high level of resolution that can enhance in situ data collection and other, what do you call it? What's the other? Mr. Seydou, what's the other? The in situ methods for geological data generation. All right, when I remember, I'll bring it back. And then we combine these also with GIS, Geographic Information Systems, to process and make the data that we generate and the results more discernible to the ordinary person like Nana sitting here who may not have that technology background, but should be able to read our results, understand it, and also be able to apply it when it comes to engagement of traditional leaders in the negotiation and discussion of mining matters. We try to do that. Next slide. Next slide. All right, so I just remembered geophysical methods. I said the presenter is tired. So the limitations that we have identified, and we must bring that to everybody's attention, because everything made by man is not perfect. There are limitations. The technical competence present in scientific communities, as I just drew the attention of the Minerals Commission, we have the technical competence to build the capacity of the staff and to, on-the-job capacity enhancement. We have all of that to support. We also have the technical competence are not always present in the local mining associations. Nana, permit me to say, as I just used the traditional authorities as an example, who, if you go to the large-scale mining sector, we have what we call social license to operate. For a company to be able to enter a community to start large-scale operations, you need the permission at some levels from the traditional authorities and the community people. And to have such a license from them, they must also know to a certain level of understanding what the mining pertains, what is it about, and how it would be the social impact, the health impact, and the environmental impact. It is out of these that, and they don't have this technical competence. We have to develop this competence amongst them through the use of these technologies so that they can also go to the negotiation table well-informed and well-armed. Next slide. Yeah, so we have to bring these to everybody's attention that these are just man-made, these technologies are man-made, and every year we continue to improve upon the efficiencies of the technologies. It is not at every level of data that the technologies can access. So we don't have to pretend as if once you use space technologies, everything about mining is actually covered. That is not the case. Next slide. So we have these recommendations, which I already presented that even before the slide came up, encouraging government and regulatory agencies that we have to partner, we have to discuss this, and we can always come in as scientists and academics to support because we are even employing our students, and they must always come back for postgraduate studies, and they must always come back for on-the-job lessons, and as we do research to keep increasing and improving and then modifying the technologies that we need to sustain the mining sector. Next slide. Let's skip this slide because the Earth observation and remote sensing technologies are also capable of mapping crime. And someone presented here yesterday that illegal mining is a criminal activity. And if we can use this space technology to detect the emergence of new mining activities, as well as the expansion in the spatial extent of existing illegal mining activities, we are indirectly also mapping crime and the movement of crime in space as well. Next slide. All right, so at this point, I said that having said all this, we did application of our methods and the technologies at a case study area in the Kivu region of DR Congo in Africa. We are here crying, everybody making noise about illegal mining. I can say DR Congo is the president of illegal mining in Africa. No other country can entertain illegal mining to the extent of DR Congo. And that is why we sampled DR Congo as our case study area to run and generate the results, share with the Minamata Convention Secretariat as well as the United Nations, to inform all member countries as to how efficiently the use of remote sensing and space technologies can enhance our fight against illegal mining and also can enhance our competencies and efficiency in managing even legal mining activities. That is even supporting the geological survey authorities. Last year, September, I was in Maputo. The EU government, governments have taken a responsibility to engage African countries and governments and geological survey authorities to build their capacities using these technologies. And I believe the geological survey authority have attended a number of them. And they called on me to Maputo to give a lecture on the geophysical methods, including remote sensing, that we can use to enhance the geological survey authority's capacity to also enhance small-scale miners' capacity for geological exploration, mineral exploration, and geological investigations, as well as mine management. So we are in a very good leverage level to enhance capacities to support Minerals Commission, as well as Geological Survey Authority, and as well as Water Resources Commission. And the EPA as well. So we work together in these directions. So please run the short video while we run the pilot study in DR Congo. And that will be the end of my presentation, Mr. Chairman. Please. Yeah, it's just 2 seconds, 15 seconds or so. Just click on the slide, the video is embedded. No voice.
We'll be answering some questions on the video, so please.
So whilst it runs and there's no voice, let me give the voice. At the United Nations, we developed an app, a technology system we call MapX, that is mapping extractive. So you can put on the lights, it's done. The application at the United Nations, what we developed is called MapX, mapping the extractives. And that was sponsored by the United States of American government together with the Danish government so that we can use it to support the extractive sector across the globe. Thank you.